Silence is often overlooked, underappreciated, and misunderstood. Yet, it holds a power that has changed the course of history, saved relationships, and transformed chaotic moments into peaceful resolutions. In today's fast-paced world, where every second is filled with noise, tweets, and constant chatter, the ancient wisdom of Stoicism teaches us something profoundly different. The Stoics, like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, saw silence not just as a lack of noise, but as a strategic tool, a way to calm the mind, gain clarity, and respond with grace under pressure. Today, we're going to explore how embracing silence can elevate your life, helping you make smarter decisions, build stronger relationships, and maintain your inner peace amidst the chaos of everyday life. Stick around as we dive deep into the Stoic art of silence, uncovering its timeless value and practical applications for our modern lives. If you appreciate what we're doing here and want to support the channel, a simple, free favor I'll ask from you is to hit the subscribe button. Also, make sure you don't skip any part of the video to fully embrace the transformative insights we're about to explore together. Let's get started. When you face unfair criticism, it can feel like a personal attack, piercing through your confidence and disrupting your peace of mind. But here's where the timeless wisdom of Stoicism shines a guiding light. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius teach us that our true power lies not in controlling external events or opinions, but in mastering our own reactions. Imagine receiving harsh feedback at work. It's easy to react defensively, to let anger or frustration take the wheel. However, if we pause, embrace silence, and reflect, we create space for growth. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By choosing silence when criticized unfairly, we're not showing weakness. We're strategically harnessing our energy, focusing on what can be learned from the critique. This approach allows us to sift through the feedback, retaining only what benefits our growth and discarding the rest. It's about transforming a potentially negative experience into a profound opportunity for personal development. When we respond with calm, well-thought-out actions instead of knee-jerk reactions, we maintain our dignity and demonstrate emotional strength. This not only helps in refining our skills, but also in building resilience. Next time you find yourself in such a situation, remember that silence can be your sanctuary, a place from where you can observe, learn, and strategically respond. This Stoic practice doesn't just minimize the sting of unfair criticism, it transforms it into a stepping stone for self-improvement. Being surrounded by boasting can feel overwhelming, especially in settings where it seems like everyone is trying to one-up each other with tales of their latest great achievements. This is where Stoic wisdom offers a refreshing perspective. Consider how Epictetus approached life. He taught that external displays of success don't reflect true happiness or self-worth. It's an interesting thought, isn't it? Now, imagine you're at a gathering where someone is endlessly bragging about their latest promotion or exotic vacation. In such moments, Stoicism encourages us to embrace the power of silence. By not engaging in this competitive exchange, you conserve your energy and maintain focus on your own values and goals. Silence in this context isn't about submission. It's about choosing not to let external noise disrupt your internal peace. This practice does more than just keep you calm. It also allows you to be seen as someone who is secure in their achievements and not easily swayed by others' displays of wealth or status. By responding with a nod or a smile and then gracefully steering the conversation away or keeping quiet, you're not just avoiding unnecessary conflict, you're also cultivating an aura of confidence and self-assurance. So, the next time you find yourself amidst a barrage of boasts, remember that your silence can be a profound response. It's a choice that aligns with the Stoic belief in focusing on what truly enriches your life: personal growth, inner peace, and genuine relationships, rather than superficial achievements. This approach not only helps you navigate boastful situations with grace, but also reinforces your commitment to living a life rooted in meaningful values. Dealing with anger is one of life's greatest challenges. It can erupt suddenly, like a storm that sweeps through, disrupting our peace and often leading us to react in ways we might later regret. Stoic philosophy, with its deep roots in mastering self-control, offers a unique approach to managing such fiery emotions. Think of Epictetus, who famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." His words ring especially true when it comes to anger. Imagine you're at work and a project you've poured hours into gets criticized unfairly. The instinct might be to lash out, to defend your work heatedly. But what if instead you chose to pause and embrace silence? By not immediately reacting, you give yourself a moment to process the criticism, to separate the helpful feedback from mere negativity, and to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. This pause, this moment of silence, acts as a buffer, shielding you from reacting in a way that might harm professional relationships or your own credibility. Stoicism teaches us that this kind of silence isn't passive. It's a form of active engagement. You're actively choosing not to let anger control you. You're deciding to reflect, to understand the root of your anger, and to respond in a way that aligns with your best self. The power in this practice lies in its ability to transform potentially destructive energy into something constructive. It's about recognizing that while we can't control what others say or do, we can control our reaction to them, and in this control lies our peace and power. So the next time you feel anger rising within you, remember that silence can be a sanctuary, a place where wisdom prevails over wrath, and where calmness replaces chaos. Handling unfounded rumors can be a true test of character. Rumors, especially those that are not based on truth, can swirl around you like a storm, threatening to upset your peace and disrupt your life. But here's where Stoic wisdom really comes into its own. Marcus Aurelius advised, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Think about that for a moment. What if, instead of rushing to counter or dispute every rumor, you simply lived in a way that disproved them? Imagine you hear a rumor that questions your commitment or integrity. The immediate reaction might be to start defending yourself vigorously, to clarify the misunderstandings to everyone. However, Stoicism invites us to choose a different path: silence and integrity. By not engaging directly with the rumors, you don't fuel them. You give them less air to breathe, less room to grow. This approach does not mean you accept the rumor or that you're resigned to its consequences. Instead, it means you trust in the truth and in the people who truly know you. You focus on continuing to act with integrity and let your actions speak louder than words. Over time, as people see the consistency between what's said and what you actually do, the rumors tend to lose their power. Choosing silence in the face of rumors is an act of strength and self-assurance. It demonstrates a deep commitment to Stoic principles, focusing on what you can control, like your actions and your responses, rather than what you cannot control, like the gossip of others. This path teaches us resilience and offers a calm harbor in the tumultuous seas of social interactions. So, next time you find yourself amidst rumors, remember that sometimes the most powerful response is cultivated silence, allowing your true character to shine through, dispelling falsehoods without a word. Dealing with personal loss is perhaps one of the most profound challenges we face in our lives. Whether it's the loss of a loved one, the end of a relationship, or even the loss of a cherished dream, each brings a profound sense of grief and emptiness. Here, the Stoic approach can offer not just comfort, but a powerful framework for processing and understanding our pain. Stoicism teaches us that everything in life is temporary, and that our reactions to the inevitable losses we experience are within our control. Consider the Stoic philosopher Seneca, who wrote extensively on the nature of loss and grief. He suggested that while we cannot control what happens to us, we can control how we respond to these events. Imagine you've lost someone important to you. The initial reaction might be an overwhelming sadness or a feeling of being lost yourself. However, by applying Stoic principles, you can start to view this loss from a different perspective. Instead of only feeling the void left behind, you can choose to reflect on the gratitude for the time and experiences you shared with that person. This process involves embracing the silence that comes with loss. Instead of filling every moment with distractions to avoid the pain, Stoic wisdom encourages us to sit with our grief, to understand it, and to let it teach us. Silence becomes a space for reflection, allowing us to process our emotions deeply and to emerge from the experience with a greater appreciation of life's fragility and beauty. Handling personal loss stoically doesn't mean suppressing your emotions, but rather observing them without letting them overwhelm you. It's about finding a balance, allowing yourself to mourn and feel pain, but also to recognize when those emotions are leading you away from the path of healing and growth. The Stoic approach to loss helps us to build emotional resilience, enabling us to face the future with a renewed sense of strength and purpose. So, when you encounter personal loss, remember that your response to it defines the path forward. By adopting a Stoic mindset, you can find meaningful ways to cope with grief, using it as a catalyst for personal transformation and deeper understanding of the impermanent nature of life. Navigating through situations rife with ignorance requires not just patience, but a particular grace, one that Stoicism equips us to embody. Ignorance, whether it's in the form of uninformed opinions or misinformed assertions, often tests our ability to maintain composure and act with integrity. Marcus Aurelius once pointed out that we should act so that the effects of our actions are not destructive to our harmony with the world. This is a powerful reminder that our reactions should bring us closer to peace rather than conflict. Let's consider a scenario where you encounter someone asserting facts that are clearly wrong, or perhaps sharing opinions that are uninformed. The instinct might be to correct them outright, to bring truth to ignorance immediately. However, Stoicism teaches us to approach such situations differently. Instead of confronting ignorance with direct opposition, which can lead to defensiveness or even conflict, Stoicism encourages a response that is measured and thoughtful. This might mean taking a moment to understand why the person holds these beliefs, assessing the best way to provide correct information in a manner that's receptive and not aggressive. By choosing to navigate ignorance with grace, you're not just avoiding unnecessary arguments, you're also setting an example of how to engage with misleading or incorrect information constructively. This approach is about more than just patience. It's about strategic engagement. You weigh the impact of your words and actions, aiming for a resolution that educates rather than alienates. This Stoic method also involves an internal reflection on our motivations. Are we trying to prove that we are right, or are we genuinely interested in reaching understanding and truth? By ensuring our responses align with the latter, we cultivate a character that is both wise and serene. qualities that can significantly influence others positively. So when faced with ignorance, remember that your response can either perpetuate misunderstanding or bridge gaps in knowledge. Stoicism doesn't just offer us a way to deal with ignorance, it offers a way to transform it gracefully into an opportunity for collective enlightenment. In these moments, silence can be as powerful as speech, and when we do choose to speak, we do so with the intent to heal, educate, and unify. When confronted with injustice, it's natural to feel a surge of anger or a deep sense of unfairness, emotions that can drive us to react swiftly and sometimes harshly. But Stoicism offers a different path, one that advocates for a thoughtful, measured response even in the face of wrongdoing. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus remind us that it's not the external events themselves that disturb us, but our judgment about them. This perspective is crucial when dealing with injustice, as it compels us to focus not only on the immediate harm, but also on the broader implications of our reactions. Imagine you witness or experience an injustice in your community or workplace. The immediate impulse might be to protest loudly, to confront the perpetrator, or to seek rectification without pause. While these actions are often necessary, Stoicism teaches us to first pause and reflect. This moment of pause isn't passive. Rather, it's a deliberate choice to ensure that our next steps are both just and effective. By applying a Stoic approach, we consider not just the act of injustice, but also the most constructive way to address it, seeking solutions that restore fairness without escalating conflict unnecessarily. This Stoic response to injustice also involves maintaining our inner peace. Marcus Aurelius believed that keeping our inner tranquility was essential, even when external circumstances seemed chaotic. This inner peace is not about accepting injustice, but about ensuring that our emotions do not cloud our judgment. It allows us to approach situations with a clear mind and a steadfast heart, which is especially important when navigating complex social dynamics. Responding to injustice with Stoic wisdom often means looking for systemic solutions rather than temporary fixes. It involves understanding the underlying causes of the injustice and working towards long-term changes that prevent such issues from recurring. This might mean engaging in dialogue with community leaders, advocating for policy changes, or educating others about the issues at hand. When surrounded by boastful claims, it's easy to get swept up in the tide of competitive chatter or feel the pressure to match or surpass others' achievements. In these moments, Stoic teachings offer a grounding perspective. The Stoics, like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, emphasize the value of internal virtue over external validation. They encourage us to maintain our integrity and focus on our personal journey, rather than being swayed by the fleeting accolades others may seek. Consider a situation where colleagues or friends are loudly sharing their successes, perhaps embellishing their stories to gain admiration. The Stoic approach isn't to challenge or one-up them, but to listen quietly and reflect inwardly. By embracing silence or responding with simple acknowledgement, you show that you are secure in your own values and achievements. This kind of response is deeply rooted in the Stoic principle of focusing on what truly matters, your character and virtue, not the superficial measures of success that often dominate social interactions. This Stoic silence is not passive, it's a deliberate and active choice. It's about conserving your energy and not allowing yourself to be dragged into the arena of ego and competition. It reflects a confidence that doesn't need external affirmation to know its worth. Stoicism teaches us that true fulfillment comes from within, from knowing that we are living according to our principles and striving towards our own defined goals, not those set by society or peers. Moreover, responding to boasts with stoic calm can change the dynamics of a conversation. It often causes others to reflect on their own behavior and perhaps reconsider the value of their boasts. Your calm can act as a gentle mirror, showing others a more serene way of being. The next time you find yourself in a situation where boastful claims fill the air, remember that your silence and your serene acknowledgement can be a powerful response. It shows that you are not easily swayed by the winds of others' words and that you value substance over show. Let your actions and your quiet confidence speak for themselves, embodying the Stoic belief that true worth is measured not by what we proclaim, but by what we do and who we are. Responding to insults with grace and composure is perhaps one of the most practical and challenging applications of Stoic philosophy. When we are insulted, our natural inclination is to react defensively, to retaliate, or to feel hurt. But Stoicism teaches us a different approach, seeing the opportunity for growth and self-reflection in these uncomfortable moments. When someone hurls an insult our way, it's an invitation to practice this Stoic principle. Instead of reacting impulsively, we can choose to pause and reflect. This moment of pause is crucial. It gives us the chance to step back and assess the situation objectively. Why was the insult given? What can it teach us about ourselves or the other person? Often, insults say more about the person who delivers them than they do about the person receiving them. By choosing not to respond in kind, we maintain our dignity and demonstrate that our self-worth is not dependent on others' opinions. This doesn't mean that we accept or agree with the insult, but rather that we recognize our ability to choose our response. This choice is empowering. It transforms a potentially negative interaction into a testament to our strength and character. Moreover, responding to insults with silence or a calm, measured reply can diffuse a potentially volatile situation. It can also shift the dynamics of the interaction, showing the other person that their words do not have the power to disturb your peace. This can be a profound lesson, not just for ourselves, but also for those around us, teaching by example the power of equanimity. Stoicism doesn't ask us to suppress our feelings, but rather to manage them in ways that are in line with our values. It teaches us that our true power lies in our ability to control our reactions, not in controlling what others say or do. So the next time you face an insult, remember that your response can elevate the situation. You have the choice to either escalate the conflict or to return to your principles of peace and self-respect. By choosing the latter, you honor not only the Stoic philosophy, but also your own integrity and resilience. Embracing Stoic principles isn't just about understanding philosophy. It's about living a life of purpose and peace. Thank you for joining me today on this journey through the Stoic Journal. If you found value in our discussion, consider watching one of the suggested videos on your screen to continue exploring how Stoicism can transform your daily life. Thank you for being part of this thoughtful community. Until next time, remember, the true strength lies in our response to life's challenges.